can all hear me? Yep. Great. Right. So I said that I was going to, I'm packing up, and I am. Mainly due to the fact I've got COPD and I shake, and a lot of times I'd rather just sort of sneak off and fall asleep rather than sit around watching this. So that's really why I've given up. But I thought it was only fair, Chris and I thought it was only fair that I gave you the actual way I'm finding these, and I hope that you would agree that they're pretty fucking shit hot. And you will actually be able to get it better because I'm sort of building a strat in there as well, and I'll explain it all when we do what we do. So I said the other day, I think that I don't use stats, I don't use the spreadsheet, I don't use Guru, I don't use anything. The only thing I use is this. And so if I'm not using stats and spreadsheets and thing, if you think about it, there's only one other thing I can be using, and it's money. And that's all I use is money. Now, I read something about 2 years ago, and I passed it on to Chris, and he went, bloody hell. And from there, he devised a spreadsheet that we used on the horses, and it was bloody accurate, actually. We got 25% out of it most of the time. So, and then we found that the football was also coming out pretty good as well. But the problem was, being a spreadsheet and having to look at all the markets, it's fucking impossible to do it quick enough. And then I had a little think and a little brainwave, and there's a piece of software I used some time ago. I thought I'd go back and have a look at it. Now, this software, it's not cheap. I've got to tell you, it's 250 quid for a lifetime license. Now, that might be a bit too much for you. Let me tell you that if you do decide to buy it after you've had a look at it and considered it, then I'm here for 8 weeks, so that's 30 quid a week. If you can make 30 quid a week, £5 a day, you've paid for it, haven't you? And you will genuinely do that, really. I'm going to put the links up in the main thing. It's called, it's the affiliate links. But don't download it now or anything, even if you decide I'm going to spend 250 quid on doing this. Don't do it yet. Wait till you hear at least the whole of today and hopefully the whole of the week before you decide to do it. I'm going to show you first off the main software that I use. And it's called Spikey Soccer Bot. Because it's a real crap name, actually, but it looks for spikes in the market where people are going in with big sums of money. Now, that sounds a little bit, hit or miss, but trust me, it genuinely works. It really does work. This is today's, what we've had so far. Now, I just point out the top, the bottom, then I'm going to show you how we set it up. Well, how you set it up from word go, and then we'll let it run from sort of a little bit later onwards. And then what I'll do is I'll come in every day at 7 o'clock or maybe 6 o'clock if there's some Swedish games on, and I'll turn it on, and then you can look and see what there is. Now, I know this isn't brilliantly to see because Chris said you can read it, but it's not great. But so the last game obviously occurs at the top up here, which was the Istanbul game. I don't know what the scores are. They're still going on, these games. But if we go down to the bottom, well, that was the first game of the day. and if you just tick it off in your mind, how many of them won? Right, that was the pre-game scan. So I scanned that at 10:30. So if we go in here, the Lampang game, that went over 1. There was a goal there. Over 2.5, a Galileo, that went over 2.5, even with a red. Bollocks. Thank you, Mel. I forgot to turn it over, didn't I? Hang on. Change windows. Sorry about that, team. I forgot to fucking turn it over. Right, someone remind me in future when I have to change screens. Right, so you heard the spiel. You don't need to see that bit again. So these are the alerts we've had today. There's been 55 alerts. That doesn't mean there's 55 matches because some of them will have 1 or 2 alerts on each one. But if we look, when we first started trading, the Lampang had a goal. The Greek game had 3 goals, even though it had a red card. Lampang, again, it took some time for this goal to come. But it did come eventually. Millwall, that did go under 3.5. Wigan Athletic, they did come back. At that stage, it was 2-1 to Charlton, and they did equalise. Can't remember the final score, but, you know. Liverpool-Brighton, that went over 3.5. Barley, that was again, was that a pre? No, that wasn't a pre-off. That was right at the word go. That didn't win. Liverpool under 21s over 2.5. Sorry, no, that's I'm looking in the wrong place. That's still Burnio. That went over 2.5. So you'd have lost on the Barley, but you'd have won on the over 2.5, although it was quite short. Liverpool for a goal. Yes, they got the goal. Mio Veni, they got a goal. Then Lokomotiv Sofia, they scored late. They actually scored another one as well. This is where I just did a pre-off run through a few of the games. So if you look here, you can then look at what's happening and see how well it's doing. It's got Empoli for a goal, under 2.5, under 3.5. Mjolby, that was the one I gave you. Young Copings, that one's over 1.5. That's saying I don't know how that's doing. Allgate over 2.5, under 3.5. Elfsborg, that's over 2.5. I don't know how those are doing. These games haven't gone into play yet. Actually, Almere will have gone into play, and they're meant to be winning that game. Then you look at Everton. Everton, it's saying it should be over 1.5, but under 3.5. So it's either going to be 2 or 3 goals there. Looking like it. Lokomotiv Sofia, I said they scored. AGF, that went in play. We're now in the in play ones, and I got the under 2.5 tick there. But what happened was we got an over 1.5, over a half goal, and that's when I went in. And they scored soon after. I'll explain all these tips over the next few days anyway. But that's what you do. So what you actually have to do, right, is first off, change the screen. So we'll change it to that one. First off, you need to download Gruss software, betting software. Install it. I need a drink, sorry. And the only thing you need to do on this is the same as it's very similar to BetAngel, doesn't do automation. You go to the options tab up here, click the preferences, go to the COM server, make sure it's enabled, on port 8000. This is the way that Betting Dev communicates with Betfair and gets the prices straight off. So you then close that, and then you can close. Oh, well, no, not close, but minimise to the tray gross. So now we go back to Spikey. Okay, everyone see Spikey. I can't. Yes, I can. Right. So what you do here, first off, let's look at the installation first off. When you come to the first time you use it, you need to set it up. So the way you set it up is, first off, you go to countries. I've got, I think, virtually every country ticked here. You can take out ones that you don't like, women's soccer, Zambia, and whatever else, and then you validate it, setting saved. Then you go to the markets. Now, I only look at a few markets. You can see here that I only look at the match odds, over half, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Now, if you wanted to add some, you can, but things like correct score, they're not going to work out because there's just not enough money coming or in the market to start with. First goal scorer, again, never. You might want to stick in over a half goal or over 1.5 goals. You might want to go over 4.5. I don't know, but it's up to you. But this is the system I use, and that's the one we're sticking with for the time being. You can play around with it as you want, if you get it. Now we've gone to strategies. Now it's got 5 strategies. Strategy 1, it's a highly traded market, as you can see there. This is not quite as useful as 2, 4, and 5, but it's you know, I'll keep it in there because pre-off, it's pretty decent. What it means is highly traded market. So a market might be the match odds in a game. Then you just enable it, and we move on to the second alert. The second alert is highly traded selections. So that is, if you're doing the overs, let's say you're doing over 2.5, and one of those selections is getting back more or laid more than the other one, then you will get an alert too. You can see you can't see the alerts because I'm not on that page, but I'll show you in a second. Alert 3 I don't use. It's for the half-time, full-time market, and I couldn't really justify it. Why you don't want so many markets in there is because of the scanning rate. It has to scan each one. We'll show you in a bit. 4 is new money match, so that's new money coming into the market. Okay, so we're getting to the really quite interesting bits now. New money coming into the market on a particular selection. We want that. We like that a lot. 5, spikes in over-under markets. Now, this is the big one. Because obviously, if you get a sudden spike, somebody has stuck a lump of money in there. I think we've had 1 today. Let me just check that. Right, so that's all done. So we've checked it. The only difference I think I did was I moved that to 3,000. I think it comes out as 1,000 to start with. I moved it to 3,000. That matches my Betfair, as you know. Okay, so let's just see those. Right, there is a 5 on the Empoli over a half, so we'll probably get a goal there. But I think there was another one down here. Right, there's another one down here. That Lampang BG game. And a goal came in that one as well. But 5 is very, very, very rarely wrong. You do occasionally get one. We got one the other day on that Ajax game. You remember Ajax were playing? Fucking couldn't score. They had the ball in the net as well. But it was ruled out. But that was the only thing. So, right, you've got all that set up. Betting assistant, you will have it. I would set it to gross tabs 1. rather than 7. I've got several other of their bots as well. So if you decide you want something else there, give us a shout first, because I might be able to say yes or no. Then you go along to, that's the user guide. Their user guide is crap. I will actually post them. I will actually post the user guide so you can have a look at it. But the user guide is total crap. That's probably why I gave up the first time, because I couldn't work out. Tech support, that's if you just want to ring betting dev up and tell them they're the wankers, and exit just closes it. So what you do then is you click import today's games. Give it a second and go to the live feed. You see, you got the 2 tabs: live feed, alerts. And you can see we've got from 5:30. So I'm going to take out all the games that have already started, and you just do that just by clicking. I can see questions being asked. I'll answer them in a minute if Chris hasn't answered them. I'm not ignoring you. Well, I am, but you know. I'll take that out, 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 take that out. Fucking me, there's a lot of fucking games I'm taking out. On a Saturday, it's an absolute nightmare because you take out, you get about 550 games that you're going to scan. Well, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Right, so we'll leave it to, oh no, we're Argentinian ladies. No, we don't want to do that. So there's still quite a few good games to go. Now, I wouldn't normally leave all this lot in. I only tend to look at the decent leagues. But just for tonight, we're going to look at it. Now, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the pre-match and the in-play games. I'll turn it on. But now it's scanning all the games, and any alerts, it'll tell us. You really want the fastest scanning you can do. It scans every 2 minutes. It scans. It gets to the end of the scan, it waits 2 minutes, it scans it again. Oh, God. I'm drier than Granny's crack. Okay, so it's scanned it all. We've got no alerts. So we'll leave it till past now and we'll see if it does anything. I'm going to save the option only in-play games because I only want to look at the in-play games. I don't want pre-off games. I'm going to save the list of games because sometimes, particularly in the morning, I've got rid of all the games that I wanted to get rid of. I forget to do that, and then instead of pressing turn on, I'll press import today's games, which writes it all out, and I have to go through the whole fucking lot again. Right, there's a little bit here that says bot is on. So the bot's on. Scanning 1 took 1 minute and 13 seconds. It obviously only scans the games that are in play. So that's actually it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub these alerts out. Everyone done with them? Yeah, I'm going to delete them. Now all we'll have is any alerts from now on. So really, it's just a matter of sitting back and waiting. Now you'll hear right, what's going on here? Hold on, sounds keep cutting out back in. I'm getting nothing, I'm afraid. Right, Mel, no, you need Gruss. Works through Gruss. Sankey's cutting out and back in, I'm getting nothing. What machine are you using? Are you on a laptop or a PC? If you're not, then wait for the video to come out. Wait for the video, but you can't do this on a mobile. It's too much power needed. Now, oh, I should have said actually. Forgot what page we on. Are we still on this page? Yeah. Right, okay. You can still see right up here. I forgot to mention email. So when you set it up and you do your countries, your markets, your strategies, you can actually enter your email address in there. And if you're out and about all the time, then possibly I would do that. But Saturday, you will get bombarded with one fucking email after another. They will start coming at about 7 o'clock in the morning and they won't stop until 11 o'clock at night, and you'll have hundreds of them. But I'm going to leave this running so you'll see how many alerts we actually get Saturday. I mean, I'm quite brutal with cutting down the games that I want to look at. Some of you might say, "Oh, I quite like the Bulgarian ladies under 19 league." I'm going to leave that in. So you get in, no problem whatsoever. Leave it in, and but you will get absolutely hammered. I cut the number of games down on Saturday to about 144, I think it was. Was it? Yeah, I bet it was about just over 100, and 100 yesterday on Sunday. And it's knocking off about 400 each day. And I've still got 144 alerts. So you can see it's quite juicy on the alert front. You can see that black bar shooting across there. That means it's just done another scan which took no seconds. Well, that's not surprising. We've got no games in play. Switch to your application to resume. What do you mean? Get the fuck out of it. Right, okay, got you. Okay. Right, so that is that's the software. So I genuinely believe that this is the be all and fucking end all of life. When I retire in 8 weeks' time, I shall just put it on in the evening for a few hours, just do one or two games and make myself my point, and then I'll bugger off. That's it. That's the intention of it. It tends to be quite accurate on the good games. But it's up to you when or if. But I'm going to turn this on every day, and if there's somebody sitting up here and wants to look at it, look at it. What I would say though is don't keep it to yourself. If you want to, shout out a tip that you see or ask a tip and say, well, do you think that one? You will learn more. You always learn more by asking. Because in 8 weeks' time, I'm fucking gone. So what's the time? No, 24. Right, okay. So we'll sit here. We'll watch. See what we got. 24. We've got Italian Series C, Argentinian B, English National Leagues at 1945. Okay. Right, how do we do on the ones that So just if you can run it in the background, I don't know how your thing works because I'm always doing it, so I don't know how it works. But if you just run it in the background, um, I'll leave it on tonight until what's the last sort of games? Uh, I'll leave it on until sort of 11 if there's still somebody here watching, because I know some of you are night owls. Um, so just look at it first. Don't make your decision whether you want it or you don't want it until you've seen the video tomorrow, read it again, and thought, okay, because it is 250 quid. And if you can, if you don't mind going through the affiliate link that I've posted, that would be really appreciated. Chris and I get some money for that as well. Right. So how did those earlier tips do? Anyone? Any idea? Jan Morby came in. Yeah. What else? ADF, they're 1-1. What was the other one I put up? 1-1. Yeah. What else did I put up? I'm sure I put up something else. Empoli, yeah. Empoli, yeah, they're having a fucking nightmare. But we've got a 5 on that, so if you're not in on Empoli, I'd have a little fucking second half goal on that one. I'll definitely have a little second half goal. Although it was delayed, so whether that cocks things up, I don't know, but I mean, if you wanted to use Spikey with Guru to tell you, to give you more confidence, or you wanted to use it with Chris's spreadsheets to give you more confidence, then, why not? It's just I never have because, I have so much to do. What I'm going to do is when we get an alert, because when I got an alert for 5, let's see if I can find that on. Just a second, because which one was it? That one, I think. No, not that one. Must be that one. Yeah, that was it. Right, let's just swap that. Fuck off. So this is actually the spreadsheet I downloaded from Saturday. I don't usually bother with downloading it, but you can download every result from Saturday. And you can say, if I can't tell whether you can remember what I tipped, but because I flipping can't. But actually, what I'll do is I'll pop that in the, and you can go through it and see where you made money, where you lost money. What I'll do is, how do I do that? I know, like that. That in? No. Right, how do I flipping? Oh, right, done it. Okay, so there's the spreadsheet from Saturday, and you can see every game and whatever else that I did. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. So yeah, you can download that. Does that work, Chris? Huh? Oh, I've done it wrong. And you can check it out, back check it on Saturday's results, whatever I tipped and things. But what I do is I tend to, if I get a strong 0.5 over 0.5 in the first half, nice one. Cheers, Chris. Right, if I get and I fancy the game, and I fancy games particularly if there's a favourite at home. I like them a lot because you tend to get goals in them. So what I would tend to do is then I go over to Betfair and I look at the prices of over 2.5, over 3.5, and I try and find for you. I try and find the under 3.5 or under 2.5, which is a nice price that you can cover it easily in the second half if you don't get a goal. So that's basically the strat I've been using. Is I sort of But if you just plain bet them, okay, some of them will be a bit short. But if you just note them in your mind and say, right, I'll do that one at half time. And if you're looking for a price of say 1.25, that's 25%. Do that 4 times in a day, and there's your point. So you whap on £10, 0.25 for a goal, 2.6 for a goal. Let's a quarter of a point, and then you've got another quarter of a point, etc., etc. And that's really the best way of doing it. Chip away. Right, I'm going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to go and watch Jamie Carragher in a minute. What's the time of the football on? Oh no, it's half hour, yeah. I'm going to turn my lights on because I can't see football. Right. Are there any questions you want to ask me at this stage? There must be. There must be questions you want to ask. So you may ask them. Why not? Why can't you be looking for £10 a day? Why can't you just start at £10 a day? £10 a day, that is £300 a month, or 3,006. Oh, I can start you, I mean, 8. I still don't get that. You can start looking for £10 a day. Yeah. Everything is scalable, isn't it? Everything is scalable. No, I don't look for £10 a day, but that's it's beside the point. Not everyone here. If everyone here was loaded, Gruss is how Spikey connects to Betfair. It uses the communication tab to get to Betfair because it doesn't have the prices itself. Everything is scalable. So I did this on the blog post ages ago, and I said, if you just use £1 or £2, I think it was, because I don't think we did the pound on those days. But if you just put £2 in, and you make yourself £2, and you can do that for 30 days, then next month you've got the confidence to put in £5, then £10, then £100. No, No, the only thing it'll fucking work with is fucking grass. No, it needs grass because grass. Geek's toy doesn't have a communication of Betfair. Bet Angel doesn't have a communication, an external communication with Bet Angel, or Geeks doesn't have an external communication. Grass is it's 50 quid for a year, isn't it? Or £6 a month. It's the cheapest option. That's the cheap bit of software that is. But, hello, what's that? No. Grass Abbott. You need grass, and you have to open grass every day. You open grass before you open Spikey because it has. That's the only way you can find the games, all the games for the day, and the prices is by going through grass. But follow along this week. Just watch the games turn up, and alerts be sent. Which we haven't got any for the Argentinian game at the moment. Right, so I've gone to the other tab. Are you still seeing this? Yep. Okay, so it's looking down. It's looking at Brown, Odrodzi, and Renato at the moment. I'll run it a bit longer tomorrow. I'll run it from about 5 tomorrow. If there's any Swedish games on. Right. What we'll do is I'm going to run this. The games that I quite like, I would knock these games out. National League I'm keeping, French League 2 in, Italian Serie A in, Northern Irish Premiership at. I don't do them. I don't like them. You've usually got a red hot favourite versus the complete dog. Qatari Star League out, Premier League in, Spanish League in, Second Division in, Uruguayan Premier. No, I don't usually bother with them. Egyptian Premier I quite like. I don't know why they're going off at 8:15 now. They used to go off in the afternoon. Portuguese First Division, yes. That one, I'd dump that because I'm usually halfway down a bottle of scotch at those stages. But I'll leave it running till 11 o'clock tonight. And hopefully you'll hear it go beep in a minute. But if you don't, I wonder why. What have I done to it? Nothing. Oh, fuck off. Do me head. Egypt is late because it's Ramadan. Oh, is it? Is that true? Is that actually right? That they have to play into the dog or something, or they have to go to prayers or something. I didn't know that, mate. Really? So, Just Eat can't deliver until the sun's gone down. They must be fucking doing their head in, mustn't they? 200 Deliveroo drivers. Wait for that sun to disappear over the horizon. I wonder if you're allowed to do a pre-order for Just Eat in Egypt. 12 o'clock, midday sun. I'll have tonight. I'll have what I had last week. Right, is this game about to start or what? Should have left the Dutch running, should have left the Dutch in. It's better than what Chris had yet tomorrow. God. Any more questions? Ask away. Or are you waiting for the alerts and then you'll ask questions? Boiled Wheaties. Okay, Mel, thanks, mate. Actually, Mel, I've just had a thought. You're on an Apple, are you? You're on an Apple, Mel? Have you gone? No, still there. If you really wanted to and you wanted to do it cheaper, what point do you trade out what? Or is that a joke? I'm so confused. Right, if you're on an Apple or you wanted to buy this and try it cheaper, I'll come back to you in a second, will I? Let me just answer this one. If you wanted to try it and try it cheaper, right. See, I don't really want to do this because it'll fuck me up, but if you click on that link for the software, for the betting dev software, and you click on, and hold on, just one more minute. You go in there, right, and you go to product store. And then we go to Miss Spikey out, go down the bottom, right, and go to UK VPS 1 bot plan 3 GB. Right, now that's $49.95 a month. You still need Gruss as well, but you can go to that. And it includes one betting dev bot of your choice, license included with this plan, UK VPS 1 bot. You can choose one of these betting dev bot software, Superfavor or Spikey. So subscriptions start from 50 quid a month. So if you wanted to do that, you could try that. And so that would certainly work for, one more thing, an Apple. Right, what was the next question? Hang on, I don't even know where I am, mate. It does, yes. Neil, it looks at it looks at a change in the money in a market. The five, what's it called? The alert 5 is looking for a big lump. It's, enormous. And if you see one over the next few days, you don't get enormous quantities, but if you see one, just, you can jump on there and have a look at it, and you'll see that there's a bloody great spike, which was what Chris and I were originally intending on doing, but you can't scan the market fast enough. And I'll just copy in this. So that's the Empoli over 0.5. And far right, you can see far left, you can see that spike. Right, hold on a minute. Right, so in effect, you thought, yeah, that would work. Yeah, it worked fine on. It would work fine in Spine. VPN work record. What we used to do years ago, not really, no. No, what we used to do years ago is we used to still play through loads of stats, and now I don't play through anything. I just come in, turn the machine on, and just let it run. Gory, no, you don't. No, you don't have to. It's not. It's not very. It doesn't use a lot of doodle inside your PC, so it doesn't actually, need a lot. You'll see in a minute when it. Well, hopefully you'll see in a minute when the bloody thing starts firing. Right, so we're not going to get anything there, right? We got York Barnet. I wouldn't expect anything there. York Barnet. Is there any money in the York Barnet market? Is there any money in the York market? Yes, just a little bit. Right, we might see something soon. Tom 10, yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's impossible for you or me to. Oh, did you hear that? Everyone hear that? Did everyone hear that? Okay. So we got an alert coming in. It says under 3.5 in Sassuolo, Torino. And the price, you might consider that too small. I don't know. Personally, what I would do at 131 on that alert, I would come into the tip section and I would say, lay under 3.5 at Sassuolo. Come on, Empo. Come on, Empo. Empoli. Oh, so the five works again. Yeah. So you don't get that many fives. I think over the weekend I've probably only got about 20. But to be totally honest, 20 over the weekend, 2 or 3 during the week, and you can make a point just backing them. Apart from AJ, fuck me, but Right, so we're all on Sassuolo, laying the under 3.5, yeah. Oh, goody. So do you want me to carry on putting this up for the next few days? Anybody who wants me to, stick their thumb up. Oh, yes? Right, okay. Yes, Gordy, okay. Norton, yes, okay. Chris, oh, fuck off, Chris, I'm fucking putting it up for you. Argentina. Yes, please. Okay, okay. I'll run it from. I'll see what games are on first. If there's no fucking games on, I ain't gonna run it. But if because I've sort of moved my system around a bit, and this isn't overheating. Last time, if you remember, I sort of overheat quite a bit, but it's actually running quite well. So whenever you just reminds me that it's not working, if it stops working, right? I've got to try and find out how to turn off the sounds of the room. Otherwise, you'll hear me scratching my balls and everything like that. Well, I'm going to put out less tips in the next few days because I'd like you to sort of choose because, you know, I'm on my way and it's time for you to step up and be, you know, and grab the opportunity because I honestly believe this is an opportunity. I think you know Chris and I, and we've never been really keen on bullshit. And why would you be red? How can you be red? What did I tip there? Lay under 2.5 at 1.5, right? So you lay under 2.5 at 1.5. Right, where are we? Hold on. Let me have a look. Everyone's a fruit and nut case. And right, over 1.5 must have been over what 1.6 ish when that went in. So when I think I laid, I think the tip was lay under 2.5. I'm going on, Willow. Shut up a minute. Stop typing. I'm talking. I'm thinking. And if I do talk and think at the same stage, I can't get both right. Right, so um, so you get you lay under 2.5 with a point of 1.5. Yeah, this is the strat I've been using. This is not what I'm suggesting that you do, but this is the strat I've been using. Then, sometime in the second half, when over one goal hits 1.5, you back it for a point. You get a goal, you're not scratch because you just made your money on one goal. But I would suggest you play it as the alerts tell you. Okay, you might see it might be 1.05 for one goal. Right. Well, you don't want to play at that, but you know you can do if you're getting a good tip of a 5. You can always go something like, oh, right, so what I'll do 1.1, I'll back 1.3, I'll back 1.5, I'll back, and then I'll stop. So you're getting what 5/8? You're getting nearly a point there. Okay, you've gone in with 3 points, but it's because the thing is telling you there's a goal coming. There is a goal coming. Ah, for fuck's sake, Willow! Didn't it transport all that way north? Now you put it right. What I do is I put the lay in low, right? So I'll try and put it in between below 1.5, which means that round about half time, early second half, you can lay it off because I think there's going to be a goal. And to be honest, I mean, even yesterday, which wasn't a great day, but if you look back at the tips yesterday, It wasn't actually that bad. I think I only missed 2 with no goal. It's not fucking bad. So now everybody else, when you got to betting dev, which part then? What? Go on, say that again, Mel. When you got to betting dev, which part then? Strategies. Strategies. Well, they're all set up for you. Those are all set up strategies. I can't show you because it's running. You know, I'll show you tomorrow. Tomorrow evening when I turn it on, I'll show you tomorrow. But the strategies are all set up. The only alteration I made was £3,000 in the whatever it's called, the highest market, the highly traded markets. The foot strap one, I changed it to 3,000. I think it was set at 1,000, which is too low because it doesn't match with the way I set my Betfair up. Right, so if you look at, let's hang on. Right, so Willow, what I've done here is that swallow, right? As I've said, got it. Oh yeah, sorry, mate. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You go to what did I say? You log in, go to products, the product store, then go down until you find Spikey Soccer. Do that. If you want to do it on the VPS, go down a bit further and you'll see the VPS. And you want it that comes with one bot, right? Betting Dev, I'll just explain Betting Dev. There's a new version of Spikey coming out probably in a couple of months. They did promise it December, but they take their time doing these things properly and testing them properly. Which sounds much better. You can actually select, you should be able to select exactly which games you want to bet on rather than, Spain, and you get Spanish Premier Division which you have to rub out. You should be able to choose exactly which matches you want. It will also bet for you as well. So if you've got a strat and you say, right, I want you to bet every 5 strat we get, I want you to make 3 bets, equal amounts, but it will do that. You're going to be able. It's going to tell you whether to bet, whether to back or to lay as well. So it sounds as if it's going to be pretty decent. And what Bet does is when they've got a new bit of software coming out, for the first 6 months, they only ever do a year, a lifetime license. Once the 6 months is up, they tend to use it. They tend to then do monthly. So again, if you hang on, also, should have said this at the time. If you log in, if you register, right, log in, get yourself an account, log in, don't do anything else. Every now and then they have things like the Black Friday sale last November, where they set everything off for 50% or quite a bit off for 50% off. And then they usually do 1 or 2 other promotions, so you may get it cheaper if you want this. £250 is too much, but you want it. Just register with them, log in, and they will send you offers every now and then. Right, what's happening? It's what we're about to kick off. Looks like it. So the swallow game, as I said, Willow. Right, we laid it about 1.5, and now you're just sitting there. If you get a goal, you'll be out. Whenever you like to get out. I mean, if you like to sit in over 3.5 and you get a goal, and you're happy sitting there until you're getting down to where you're about to go red again, and then you think, right, I'm just gonna throw it away now. But if you get another goal, then you got more profit, wherever it is. But in the second half, you lay for one goal. It's tangible. 1, 2, 3 now. So. Okay. Right, so it's been a bit slow tonight. There's not much fucking happening. It all happened earlier. Actually, there's not many fucking decent games, is there? Not yet. Everton. We've got Everton, Valencia, Albacete, and that's it coming up. So hopefully we'll get an alert from there. Right. Just see if I unplug this. Right. But now you can hear me. Awesome. Okay, great. Okay, that worked. Right. How's this Everton lot doing? Oh, yeah, just on floor calling. I usually sit here and the bloody thing. Oh, there is a slight delay on the software, on what you're seeing. There is a slight delay. I'm not exactly sure how long. But if you look at if you have a look at this alert here, right, 12:02, 50 seconds, 52 seconds, 54 seconds, and check your clock, you'll know how long behind you are. Okay, so this is still saying it's got spuds for the win, but we're going to ignore that because we're just going for goals. It's going to be half a goal. It's going to be 1.5 goals, but there ain't going to be 3.5 goals. And there ain't going to be 3.5 goals with Valencia either. So what we'll do is, what I would do on this one is I would back over 1.5 Everton. Oh no. I know it does fucking go. You wait till I leave it on Saturday afternoon, mate. 3 o'clock. They go. But the end of Saturday, I'm going, for fuck's sake, shut up. Right, so I would back 2 goals there. Okay, I know it's only 1.43, but 1.43 is better than fuck all. Right, so I'm going to have a little fucking bet on him. Because oh, actually, that's an idea. I'll tell you what you could do here, right? Is you could do Gordy's corner tactic on the Everton game. Right, it's telling you it's going to be over 1.5 and under 3.5. So you could back over 1.5 at 1.3, lay under 3.5 at 1.28. And if it ends up 2 goals, you win twice. Well, Chris, you can stop recording, mate, I think, by now. Can't you? Surely. I think we've got enough. Okay.